debunking mythology. Sattology means science through the study of truth. Today I am visiting Pachacamac, the most ancient sun temple in South America.
Jai Shri Ram. Very early, I had to come out at 4 in the morning, and I don't speak Spanish, so it was really difficult for me to come out to see the Surya temple, Surya Mandir. And they say generally that it is multiple divinities they worship and things like that, they say. But the thing is that that is a natural thing all over the world. People worship multiple divinities. Like, for example, I'll just give a very bad example, maybe, that Hollywood or Bollywood or even armed forces, any profession has multiple heroes, and depending on who you like, you follow them. Media has multiple heroes. Every profession has multiple heroes. So same is the case with Devtas also. Devtas are multiple, many of them. Some people like Surya, some people like Chandra, some people like anyone else. Some people may like the head of that institution. So everyone has a function, and depending on who you are, you like that person. It doesn't matter what others may like. It's about you. Same is with the Devtas and Devis are arranged. Now, when I'm here in the I always mispronounce this place name. I will do it properly, but it's it is the place of sorry, I always mispronounce this name. I don't know why. Some words don't come on the tongue. So I'm purposely here because I started from Peru, and gradually, so because the Valmiki reference is very accurate in the Ramayana, it starts from Peru, that's a reference Trishira, and so it's exactly the Yajna symbol is very much there, Udaygiri. Valmiki reference starts from there. So Greaves, Bhagwan Ram's army is searching for Sita, coming to this place. Now what we need to do is, now we need to see all the other civilizations. Now the Valmiki reference is very accurate. It is existing before. It's not there. Siddha and Charana are there. Many other multiple references are there to Udaygiri. And our great acharyas, and they're all scientists. I mean, nobody is bluffing, nobody is trying to tell us something purely based on faith. People are saying on the basis of actual facts. So they are absolutely clear on the locations and the geography of the entire world. So Europeans got enlightened in 16th century, that's their problem. But we are knowing already, and somehow Indians have also forgotten. I am also learning. It's nothing that I am different than anyone else. But we are now getting back into the steps that, okay, we need to claim back. It's not that it belongs to us, it belongs to the whole world. Isha Vasindam Sarvam belongs to the whole world, belongs to Bhagwan. But we have to also start claiming the history, because of the kind of things. Let me just tell you, this is a Surya temple. Some temple is huge. You'll just see how huge it is. Now look at what we have done as a human society. This is obviously a police station here in Peru, but look at that. Look at the construction. I'm sure this entire construction is on the temple lands, and what we have done, like any other place, poverty and is an induced factor. It is not by choice. It's an induced factor everywhere. And the more we are questioning everything or challenging a narrative, the whole point is, when your identity is established, you become happy. Like for anyone, for a child, for an adult, but the whole identity of the mass of people has been wiped out, completely wiped out. And so when the identity goes out, then automatically you are not yourself. You are not yourself, and you are just you become just a puppet in the hands of other people. So watch out for today's video on Pachamac, and we will walk through the sands of this entire area, and we'll take the videos and record it for our references. And in my next trip, do join me and do work with Sattology, and Sattology is adventurous. That's what I want to do. I want to make it cool. I want youth to join, and I want the people to join and become part of this movement all over the world. We are following the Shastra, but also we want to have the youth start looking for the roots. Sri Ram traveled everywhere for Mother Sita. Now a lot needs to be done. A lot needs to be done. Join me, join us, and before that, do learn properly. Like I always say, I may not know 100%, but gradually, sloka by sloka, in your common language, read in Sanskrit, understand in English or Hindi or whatever language you speak, Peruvian or Sanskrit or any other language, Tamil, Telugu, but get it. English is not our language. My language, I'm proud to say Marathi and Hindi, the two languages. And other people can have any other language they want to have. So language is not a barrier. All languages are connected to Sanskrit. So don't worry about that. If anyone says their language is better, I say agreed. Your language is definitely better. But you can ask them this question: is my language better? If they say yes, I say okay, then we are all friends. Yours is better, mine is better, everyone is better. Thank you. We'll see more shortly. Hello? Got stuck or something. Oh. So this is the place of the monuments, and it goes down, and then a lot of noise here. There's a lot of traffic in the back, and people walk. This entire thing you can see, but the more important areas are on the other side, which is actually that monument you see from there. That is the Sun Temple, Surya Mandir. And we all know where the Surya Mandirs come from. Surya Mandir are the you all know, and that is the worship, Surya Mandir Puja, Surya Puja. It's raining a little bit. The sky is cloudy, and it's been a lot of time. I had to get up at 3 in the morning to come here because I wanted to see the sunrise at the Sun Temple, because I wanted to see how it is. So that is west and this is east, and that is north, and this is south. This way is south, so all the way south it goes here. So if it is east, the sun is rising at 100 degrees. So 100 degrees is approximately on towards, ideally it should be towards the Pacific Ocean. So almost, even though this is the east, the sun is almost towards the north. It doesn't look this way. So the very unique sunrise I couldn't capture because of this. You can see the cloudy sky, but I could just follow the rays. I'd come here to capture the sun, and I came to know something stark, which is that in Lima, in this area, the sun is not visible except April, and this is October. So I'll come again, and I think I'll come with a bigger group from US and other countries. So all of you can join me, and then we'll see together. Now this place is just a barren land because this is a protected area. So nothing is allowed to be constructed here, otherwise it will become like that. You can see how much land has been acquired. Now from here, a bird's eye view of how it looks like. And this whole area is a temple, like huge. It goes back, way back, and it goes back on that hill. There is a place to worship. The whole thing was a temple. Now they say that it is way before Spaniards came. Pre-Hispanic site. Pre-Hispanic is around 490 to around 1516. In my book Gold, Glory and God, you will find a lot of details about when this area was destroyed or looted for gold, glory and God. But it's phenomenal that this, generally what they say is that the Incas were fighting, and later on new rulers came in. All this is the story which is being told in the campuses, but that's not the real story, because no one has questioned them. No one has questioned. Like in India, every bit is contested. Like the leftist historians, they put out something, and then the mainstream, I would say, not right wing, the logical wing, they question. Dharmic wing questions. So the dharmic wing, when they question something, then there is a debate. In these countries, there is no debate. Like, there is only one version of the truth. There is no debate in Peru, there is no debate in any of the Latin American countries, because they all have accepted their fate. So I give a full credit to Hindus because they have questioned everything, because it's a logical community, it's an intelligent community. So they questioned everything, they challenged everything. Whatever British said was not the truth. So unfortunately, this doesn't exist here. Here, the one version is the final, my way or the highway. If you oppose, you will be killed. It's like that. So now just a panoramic view. This whole temple is Surya Mandir. You can see that right on the top of the hill, corners, everything is Surya Mandir. You can see the constructions also here, and different places. I am going to go inside. I've been out since 4 in the morning, and I don't know the language. Jagannath ji is helping me, so I don't know the language. I don't know, but people understand. Human is human. You can go anywhere you want. And I did my Harinam a little bit in my personal time, and then just walking, and beautiful area, new type, but the whole earth is the same grass. The language may change, but everything is same. Ingredients are the same. So there is nothing. It doesn't look like a foreign country to me. Pretty much, it just looks like anywhere. I live in San Diego. It just looks like San Diego. Earth is the same. only thing differs is the cars, the languages, and the roads. And by the way, a lot of made in India cars here. Mahindras everywhere. Mahindras and small cars of Hyundai made in India. Auto rickshaws, you can see them. People are riding them. So a lot of India here, a lot of China here. Also, you'll see the directions. Like I said, that's the east, and that is the east, and sorry, that is the east, and that is the west. I forgot to bring my compass. Otherwise, I would have shown more directions. And as we climb the hill, we see more details. Now, this is a Ministerio Cultura Monumented Archaeologico Pre-Hispanic. So everything is either Hispanic or pre-Hispanic. So this is how what has been done. So the Hispanic is the default, so either Hispanic or pre-Hispanic. The one of the things you will find very logical. See, we are Sattology. Our goal is very clear to debunk the mythology. Mythology is that they were not developed until they were not civilized until Spaniards came here. No, it's the reverse. Spaniards looted, destroyed their culture. Even today, there is not a single Inca temple in Lima, the capital city. I mean, there is one. I could not search on the Google. The Google has wiped out. Maybe whatever the settings, they may be search settings maybe, but it's not there. It cannot be seen. You can search for churches there, and what they have done is they call their churches as temples. Temple of Latter-day Saints, like that. They don't call it church because these people are used to temple. So now you see the difference is the church has no deities and temples have deities. So the Catholicism has deities, which is the Trinity concept is there. I don't know. I don't know much details about their faith, so I can't comment on that. But I can only talk about us, American Hindus, Fijian Hindus, any Hindu in the world. It doesn't matter. Whosoever they are following the Vedic scriptures or they have faith in Bhagavad Gita. So we can only talk about them. So if you see from this up, we are going to go inside also. But we will take a panoramic view. The more we go back, the more we see. The whole thing is a museum. There is no Inca tribe. There are a lot of Inca tribes in Peru. 25% is Inca tribes. They are not allowed to worship. Can you imagine that? Not allowed to worship. So the same thing is being done, I said yesterday, by ASI. Many of the Hindu places in India, the worship is not done because they are protected, and there are some laws there which protect the monument from worship as if they are not religious sites. Every single temple is a religious site. Whether it's ASI discovers it, if ASI doesn't have the money, they should give it up. Let the private Hindu bodies take over. A lot of rich Hindu organizations are there, temples are there, they can take over. But just leaving them, following the Western model, and there's no secularism anywhere except India. There's no secularism here. Secularism is an atheistic philosophy. It's a Nastikvad. So pushing people towards Nastik, becoming Nastik, that is considered pap in Lokatantra. If you really understand the meaning of Lokatantra. Lokatantra is based on my book Narada, Making of a Statesman, has a lot of details on that. Updated version is coming very soon. It's already done, proofreading is being done, it will be out soon. So this looks like. Now you can see much more from this up above. It's a steep hill I have to climb. I mean, it doesn't look steep, but it is steep. And the more up you go, you see the grandness of this entire temple place structure. It's huge. It's huge. This is the temple. Right from that corner till that corner. Almost like a kilometer long. Big structures. And nothing has been maintained, obviously. Protected but not maintained. So it's an active archaeological site. So people are going in and digging it. So there are a lot of constructions are here. You can see the small bricks everywhere, and these bricks are part of the same construction. You can see them. So this whole hill in the back, and this one, and right you can see the ocean on the other side. I think all this were part of the Surya Mandir, Sun Temple. And it is, I think, because nobody is telling it, this is a Vedic site, like a university. And Vedic culture is not just India, it's all over the world. Sanatan Dharma all over the world. Like simple things I will touch as, sacred. A lot of saintly people have been there. Siddha, Charana, a lot of Kali, everything diminishes. So you can see that very old structures, bricks, mud bricks, and this is it's dirty, not maintaining, and we are standing on a wall. You can make it out, and there will be some lot of buildings here which is covered by sand over a period of time, and I do not know how long does it take for it to come under sand like this. So that some other research has to be there, that how long does it take. We don't know that, and so we may think it will be like I'm walking on a solid surface now. It is a wall. You can see the bricks over there. It is a wall, and it is definitely Vedic period, which is never ends. Vedic period is still going on, but very old. So when the Shastras say Siddha Charana, land of Siddha Charana, means a lot of tapasya. So Surya is a major focus on tapasya, Surya Chandra, because those are the objects visible to us. And you can see, make it out, these are bricks, but in a mud form. These are bricks. They've been constructed. So over a period of time, all these things went under the sand, and this site is huge. Every hill. Museum is just that corner. There the buildings were still intact, but this sand has not been excavated yet. So if they excavate this, and this is an active zone, once they dig out, archaeologists dig out this one, it will be as grand as that one, which you see in the front. And over a period of time, I think the sand covers it, and many places I heard here by different people that they are closing down all the tunnels below. Like the Lima has many tunnels under the, yesterday when I showed you the video on the Waga, many buildings are under the sand, and so they closed the tunnels down, and they thought that the natives are going to attack them back. So Spaniards closed most of the Inca tunnels. So entire Peru must have tunnels, just like Rome has tunnels. Rome has 7 cities built on top of each other. So this is again a wall, very clearly you can make it out. That wall is there, goes all the way to that corner, and it is going, you can see the wall remnants all the way below, straight. I love these kind of things. And this is the wall, so there must be some buildings here. Buildings on the top of the hill also. There also you can see some structures there. Not this way, this side of it. So there are structures everywhere here. And there is an island over there, you can see the small rock formation. Now when the sea levels must have risen, so that must be inundated, I do not know, but we can verify. Some other people can do research. I can give the food for thought. So you can clearly see, make out, the road is going straight, in which they built a highway on top of it, and then again the building's wall is going straight ahead. Wall is very thick. You can see that it's huge wall. It's like a protection kind of thing. And I mean, you can nowadays, you cannot trust the archaeologists on whose behalf they are working. We don't know that. And sometimes it may appear that they're working for the interests of the people. May not be. They are working for their own masters. So I walked all the way from that corner till here. It's almost like a 2-mile walk, 1 mile at least. It looks much lower because I have to go all that corner as well. And you can see the entire area. There is an ugly highway in the middle, but ignore that. But you can see that whole thing. And those buildings are there, these buildings are there. So this is all one structure. Just imagine how big is the landmass, how big. And these all houses are constructed on top of some of those building remnants. So we are looking at a huge area as Surya Mandir, Sun Temple. Sun is right there, and it's moving towards. I think it's a Uttarayan right now, or Dakshinayan, because Shraddha just happened. So Dakshinayan or Uttarayan. Uttarayan is there. Uttarayan. So it's in the north. Sun is in the north, going towards the north. Was in the north. Now is going towards south. So Uttarayan is there, and going towards north, and then you can see the structures here under the sand. So if proper Indian archaeologists are there who are not into any propaganda, not trying to please their masters in Europe, then everything can be easily answered. If they are just doing scientific way, like they are just impartial, the scientist must be impartial. That's why in a new book I wrote, Yogi is the only scientist. Yes, everyone is not a scientist. Yogi is the only scientist. You know, yogi always see things they are. Yoga makes the mind perfect, makes the intelligence refined, and then they can think clearly. If you can think clearly and your senses are controlled, then you can be a good scientist because you can observe things as they are. But if you are trying to do all kinds of things, and you all understand what I mean, and still want to be a scientist based on the degree that you got, then you can't be a scientist because your mind is not controlled. You can be a propagandist but not a scientist. So science requires some tapasya, some mind control. You have to be regulated in your habits, and then you can see things as they are. Then you become tattvadarshi, and without being tattvadarshi you cannot be a scientist. A scientist has to be tattvadarshi. Actually, the word scientist is wrong. Tattvadarshi is the right word. Means who can see the essence of everything, tattva, behind everything. So, and that cannot happen with tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena. Without that cannot happen. Nowadays people think that once you get a little bit knowledge, then you're higher than the guru who guided you in the first place. That's foolishness. And just like you cannot become your parents' parents. Parents will be parents because they know you, they grew you up. They're always your guru, always. Just because you got some fancy degrees doesn't mean that they are no longer important. They're always important. So this is what it is right now. And I'm going to close down my camera because I've got very less battery left. I've carried only 3. So one is about to get over. This camera consumes a lot of battery. And my memory card, I have no problem. I have a lot of memory cards with me. So once it comes to YouTube, do let me know your feedback. Until that time, I will say bye to you until I reach the museum inside. But before I go, I want to show you the Pacific Ocean right there. which is, this place is right next to the Pacific Ocean. I'm almost 35 to 40 miles south of Lima. I don't like Lima personally. I don't like any urban, like too much urban areas. I like more like a village kind of places. So any city doesn't gel with me. My favorite place in India is Jagannath Puri, Ranganath, Trichy, Trivandrum. I'll be coming there soon, very soon. So till then, Namaste, Jai Shri Ram. Keep following me.
So today we are going to the museum, which is shows the timelines, and timelines is at least 10,000 years. This is what the Christian European timelines say, but it can be much more older than this. It will be millions of years. We're talking about Satyuga and Treta Yuga, like very old places. This is very old place, one of the most ancient places in the world. And the reason why I'm saying the most ancient places is that if you look at the utensils and what they have collected here, this collection is very recent. Now this is the one where all the jewels were removed by the Spaniards. This is the deity of Pachacamac, which I believe firmly is the son of Surya, and he is Yamraj, and he is being worshipped here because people say he is the god of earthquakes, and I believe that Pachacamac also rewards people during after death. So it's a pretty much a Yamraj, which is as per the Sanatan Dharma. If anyone reads the Hindu culture, then Hindu culture you will find the god of death is there, Yamraj, which controls death in the planet. Very similar to Hindu, but because it doesn't gel with the Christian beliefs, so it is considered something very esoteric, and which is not very scientific in my view. But nonetheless, I'm just seeing how beautifully all these different artifacts have been preserved and show a different story. Very beautiful architecture. The entire temple looks like a temple. There are multiple, and these are the multiple generations have taken care of it. Lima is the oldest civilization, then after that is Lwari, after that is Ichma, and after that is Inca. So Peru is not just about Inca. Inca is the most recent one. And these are the different types of potteries which are being shown there. And the potteries are display from various time frames. And none of these different civilizations destroyed the civilization previous to it. They just added to it. So you will see the gradual movement of pottery from one area to another area, and it is being added. So what the Spaniards claimed, that everything is destroyed, the ruins are there. The ruins are because people have been usurping the land of this place, which should be not allowed by the government of Peru. It's an international site, not just connected to Peruvians, it's connected to Hindus, because the Ramayana text, the most sacred text of Hindus, covers Peru incomplete. So it is a Surya temple, a country of Siddha and Charana, and nowadays because of Christianity everything has been rejected. We the symbols are fish, and you can see the beautiful designs here. Look at the colors. This is the original color of the temple, yellow and red, and I'm going to cover that in detail. Surya or sun god wears red clothes, and yellow is his is the energy of the sun. Light of the sun is yellowish or white light. Beautiful museum. Museum shows everything whichever they have recovered, and this is the extent of the entire kingdom of Incas, which is the entire west coast of South America. Like I said before in one of the earlier videos, that the presence of sun-based cultures.
So this place is 2000 years old. The Lima bricks are there, and later on used by the for graveyards. I'm going to touch only important areas because it's too much to see. It's almost going to be a 5-mile walk. So I'm going to keep it short. Important areas. So that is southwest, and that is northeast. The original entrance was northeast, and this is the Royal Highway of Loot, which is, I've got Marcos with me. He's helping me. He's teaching. He's showing me his place. And this highway was used. This road was used to take away all the riches from this temple, which was a huge complex. I mean, you can see it's so big. So from a panoramic point of view, southwest there's a pyramid sun temple, and according to Vastu, this should be the kitchen, or maybe behind it, maybe further. Those areas should be the offices over there. Ocean is that side, and northeast is there. And we'll go to all the different pyramids are there. Pyramids are, I mean, just a name. You saw it's a huge building construction. So Pachacamac, built on a rocky promontory, and very old place, very old place. Don't go by the dates here. Dates we'll discover through other writings, other researches. We'll talk about dates later on. But right now you can just see the view of the entire area is huge. So look at that. This is a tunnel here, and this is the parapet wall. And like any other temple, there is a security wall outside. Very Vedic construction. You know? That's why I chose Peru for my first video like this, because to show what I wrote in Gold, Glory and God, and there I couldn't write much because a lot of things can be written, but other people can take inspiration from these videos and write, research it. So this thing is entirely, the mounds are the wall, and this one section he is showing that beneath is huge stones. So it's very protected. It looks just a mound, but if anyone can dig into it, you'll find the wall. Even there, you see that there's a wall outside.
Of course, sir.
So that's the outer wall.
Yes. It was another wall.
Inner wall, outer wall. So then this is all encroachment.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Very good, yeah. This is true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true.
This is all,
Pachacamac, we had 4 walls.
yeah,
But unfortunately disappeared. Disappeared the number 4, the number 3,
yeah.
and the number 2 is still alive.
Still alive,
inside
you know?
of the
Inside.
factory.
Yeah, but that is a wall actually outside. It goes all the way. You see the second over there, X section, all the way. Yeah. I was there in the morning. Yeah, I came here at 5:30
5:30?
in the morning. Because in the Google I had searched and I knew that all this area. So I got up at 3, searched everything, then I came, then I went first over that hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm here since morning.
The big wall, the perimeter of Pachacamac. The sea is there,
Yeah.
okay? Inside of the perimeter, you could find 2 walls.
Mm.
Here inside the 16 pyramid.
16.
South street,
Mm.
the east, west street. We call, well, the archaeologists call that wall the wall number 1,
Mm.
with the 3 temples: Temple of the Sun, Temple of Pachacamac, and the Old Temple.
Mm.
The second wall is the place where we are now.
So that Temple of the Sun was on the extreme left, you know, and the middle is Pachacamac,
Yes.
and which is the right over there?
This is the Old Temple. We don't know what kind of god they venerated
Uh-huh.
here.
No, because in the ancient stories, Sun had 2 sons. So one was in Yamraj, and one more Arun. 2 sons, and there are more sons also, but 2 are considered main. So that's a story. Yeah. So the son, father, and 2 sons.
Okay, friend. And the thing that you saw is the 3 wall. The 3 wall.
Mm.
The 4th wall, it was in the mountain.
Yes.
It appeared so many years ago. So,
Yeah, this is encroachment.
yes.
I see way far.
But you can see the rest of the 3 walls.
Yeah, that is outer wall.
This is the 3rd wall and the original entrance to Pachacamac. You saw that. This is the north-south street.
Look at that.
And it was the original Kapaknyang.
Kapagyan.
Kapaknyang means the path of the covenant.
The park of the government. Look, it's so huge. So many buildings. It's like a bigger than even the Lima buildings here. You know? Bigger than even DC sometimes. It's so big.
But you have to remember that in this place not only was for business or education, it was also for the veneration of the gods. So at
Gods.
the end of this list,
Yeah,
we could find the three temples.
3 times, which is perfect because this is the center and the directions are perfectly good because north, south all the way. Look at how planned it is, the huge temple. And 16 pyramids, why 16 pyramids?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows the real use of them. We suppose that it could be for business, each pyramid, but some people said it was for offerings, to make some offerings.
We'll find the answers, we'll search. Team, we need to search it so that we can get some more answers here. I'll stop the recording right now.
But in the
So
past,
this is the entrance of the pyramid number 4 and you can see the ducts running. But this is the water duct actually. You see the water, so water is flowing. So before you enter the pyramid, wash your feet and then enter. Sacred place. Yeah. Because this is how all the ancient temples in India are. So before you enter the temple, you wash your feet. There, the British.
another point of view that on the theory that we have here.
Yeah, because in US and India we live that culture, so it's still active. So here it's not active, but we can connect everything because this is how the temples are. All the Hindu temples, you wash your feet before you enter. British could not kill it.
Okay.
Yeah, we threw them out.
Unfortunately here.
They accepted. So this is the beautiful. We're looking in the north direction, and that is the south direction. We are right in the middle. We crossed pyramid number 4. There are 16 pyramids, so we'll have, that's a homework for everyone to find out what are those 16 pyramids. So let's see which you come up with. Do answer me or comment on the comment below and let us know the answer. So let's begin the Sattology journey. So this is the entrance of the pyramid number 1, and actually by pyramid we mean the temple. But the European classification is pyramid, which pyramid need not be conical shape we just saw. So that is east and that is west, east-west street. So this is north-south, we are right in the middle. It's right in the middle. It's right in the middle. So, okay. And these are the water ducts, water flowing everywhere. Yeah, water passing underground here.
But now it's totally dry. You can see a desertic area, but in the past it was beautiful, full of trees and water everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. This is an artificial desert. The soil is good. It's not desert soil, but the water is not there. So. Okay. So this is pyramid number 13. I believe it's only 12. Should be only 12, but let's see. Pyramid number 12. This is pyramid number 2. Look at that. It's a place, altar, and that was the entrance over there. You can see the entrance was very guarded, so that people can see that there. You can go up a bit. Only in the base. So we take permissions anywhere. We don't want to break any rules anywhere. So whatever they allow, we do that. And this is the very clearly the going up the ramp, like in Jagannath Puri temple. Jagannath Puri you go down actually, but to reach the Jagannath Garbhagriha. But this is where you rise up, put deities on the top. These are the grand temples. Means that is the temples of Dwapar Yuga or Treta Yuga. Huge temples going up. So it's a lot of homework for all of us. And let's see what we research, come up with. We need to rewrite the history of the world and not what is being taught in the universities nowadays. That's pyramid number 3. Pyramid means temple. So sacrifice means can be yajna, can be fire. It cannot be always human sacrifice or animal sacrifice. So the European version of story of human sacrifice, animal sacrifice is just to show that they have come to make everybody civilized. and they civilized everybody by looting everybody. So we are not impressed. So this is the northeast entrance of this entire structure of temples. And is this a road to loot?
Yeah.
No,
This is the route of the robbers.
robbers. Yeah, that's what the Marcos is also calling them, because he likes history. So he's also calling robbers. So it is that the Spaniards were not kind to anyone. Portuguese were the worst, Dutch were the worst. All the horror stories are made on Dutch, by the way. So nowadays some people glorify them in every part of the world, and they brought civilization. Actually, Inca, so the whole thing is Lima, Wari, Ichma, Inca. And they all did not destroy the previous one's property. They added to it, added value. So when the Europeans say, and sometimes the Indians say, oh, they were all warring, fighting. And my analysis earlier was not is confirmed, but they were added to it. They did not destroy something. When the Lima were gone, then the Wari came, they also added. Then Incas inherited the biggest property. So this is the story. Chumpe, this place is the last, which was the last administrator of Incas, and also Spaniards stay here. A lot of mixture. The architectures are Inca as well as Ichma, as well as Wari, as well as Lima, mixed up totally. The administrative building in the northeast corner, that's the northeast corner. That's where the entrance used to be. From there the entrance used to happen, so there must be way for entrance over there. And there is a river which is on that side, Ludden River, which is there. Very similar architectures. If you go to large temples in India built by Cholas, Chalukyas, similar platforms, similar things, where the temple was a place, a central place. And Ramayana says Siddha and Charana used to live. So this is a very old civilization, just like India. It is like the whole planet was populated at once, not just some places somewhere else. All the sages, Sattology went to every place. So it's people think the European theory of man came first in Africa. Ask Europeans, okay, do you have black hair, short hair like Africans? No, they have different kind of hair. So the whole theory is all not correct. Humanity, every single plant, bird, animals came all of the same time in all parts of the world. So there is no debate on where the human life started in Africa. So if the human life started in Africa, then why did Europeans take African slaves? They should have respected their ancestors. They did not. So we have to ask these questions. Our work is to question everything. Answers everybody will find out. So we saw a bone, a human bone finger on the road here, but I'll give it back to the campus so that they can take it where they want. And these are the archaeologists digging. They don't know the purpose why they're digging, but they'll be probably doing carbon dating, which is already old, not reliable. So I don't know what they're doing. If they don't know the why or how will they decide do justice to this site, which is way older than anything they came up? In the end, they'll come up with 4000 BC, 2000 BC. That's what they'll come up with, which is again a craziness. This is how the modern European syncretism destroys the cultures of the world by negating their history. So that's the water pond there. So if you look at the directions here, southwest, northeast, southeast, water pond, close to a kitchen. So that is a pyramid. So there will be a pond for washing the water, just like any other temple, Hindu temple. So lot of similarity. Yeah, Temple of the Sun, Pachacamac temple, and the Temple of the Second Sun. And this is the central path. This is the main courtyard. People are coming here. We saw this part. Also, we already saw this one. And people are coming. This is a courtyard. There's a ramp. I think ramp is made now. Ramp is now made, or it was before?
No, it's now.
It's now.
Templo Pintado, painted temple, beautifully painted. These are the colors. Just imagine, viewers, how beautiful this place would have been with the red and yellow, and nobody, no European will appreciate it because they have the caveman's mindset. So they will not appreciate. They will not appreciate any other culture other than their Vatican. Vatican slave them too. The Europeans were not Christians in any way. But look at the beauty of this temple. So this is, for those of you who know, could be Yamraj temple, Viracocha, and he's the son of Surya, sun. So it will be there. So the sun's family is being worshipped here, which we all respect. Vivaswan is the name. Vivaswan, Viracocha.
This is Pachacamac.
This is Pachacamac. This is Pachacamac temple. And this is the local language. We'll find out more with the Viracocha, but Surya, Pachacamac temple, Sun temple, we are going right there on the top, and that's a third temple,
Yes.
not been seen yet, and between that there is a graveyard, and this graveyard will be for special people,
Yeah, like we
not
can see that.
ordinary.
Not ordinary.
Must be priest, because the priests are usually buried, not burnt.
Yeah.
No, priest. And beautiful colors. Look at the colors there. And this place would have stood out from miles actually. And right now there is a lot of encroachment everywhere. It doesn't look good. We are still at the base. And look at the view. And this place is a place for sacrifice, they say. But my question is different. So this place is also a place for a sacrifice. Doesn't mean killing. Offering also is called sacrifice. So, and you can see other pyramids, two of them. Look at the grand temple of sun. It beats everything. Korak temple, you saw how big it is. This is grander than that. This is how Surya Dev was worshipped everywhere. Temple. From here, everything you can see. The entire temple, all the pyramids, and all the places. The red color of the original temple is below. So beautiful building, red from a far distance, red and gold. So this is the front side of the Surya temple, Sun temple, and it's magnificent, it's beautiful. So the word, when they use the word pyramid, is actually just means temple. Don't use the pyramid as the shape, geographical shape. But this is the beauty, grandeur of the temple. Just imagine how big it will be. And overlooking the Pacific Ocean. That's the Pacific Ocean. These are two islands supposed to be the princesses, and this is the sun, the temple. So, Dhanusu Surga Pitariyaksha Sevikam Sunchadar Sidwadita Varkanaka Tashin. So, this is beautiful temple. Om Bhaskaraya Namah. Look at the red color in front of the Surya Mandir. Surya. So like, if you look at from Vastu perspective, then everything has then you understand the purpose. Southwest is a flat land for business. Just connected to the ocean, trade ships can come in and go. Now from here the ships can go straight to Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and those kind of areas. So maritime trade was always big in any part of the world. It's not that Europeans discovered anything. I'm not against Europeans, but I'm just saying this is what they teach in the history. I'm just questioning the textbooks. So this is the south, south side, and there's one pyramid there, one there, temple, and there is a polo ground on the bottom. And this is from the back, and there are a lot of things need to be discovered here. How to go up? This is a path to go up, and which is again a winding. So everything has been planned well. There are the beautiful birds here on the Sun temple. Very lucky. They're guarding the place. Very quietly they're walking as if they stolen something. But it's a very beautiful place. And we'll do more research on everything.
area.
Yeah. It
So
was made
the-
during the Inca time.
So this is the square of the pilgrims. Like any other temple, you have again the directions are important. This is the northeast, northwest part of the area, like any other temple. And this is a place where pilgrims used to come, put on their shoes, and a lot of shoes which you saw in the earlier video are from here.
And you
drink.
can see the entrance for the pyramids in the backside.
In the backside, yeah. So this is the water canal to wash feet or drink, or I don't know what. Animals must be there.
Yeah, maybe.
Animals coming here, resting here, coming straight from the river Lurin from there. And this is the entrance to the pyramid right here. Another one. Temple, not pyramid, temple. So this is the east-west street and the beginning of the second wall for protection. This is a place for education of women and all types of education and training of women, very important, all cultures, just like in India as well. I just need to see if they are connected by boat. So the original well which is there, and beautiful place. And the thing all over the place. So if you go to Konark Temple, Sun Temple in India, you will find the same architecture and such large structure. So temple is a temple. So if the sand was covering the temple, then the British will call it pyramid. That's how it is. Inca style at the bottom. Very organized, very like symmetric.
So you saw the Pachacamac temple, Surya temple. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe and support us.